iconic, bro.
Why?
Because they're stuck in your mind. They're catchy as hell.
Yeah, you're right. I'm not even gonna debate it.
One, don't pick up the phone. You know he's only gonna get drunk and alone too. You have to kick him. We're live.
Yeah, we're live.
Like that.
Like that.
Like that. Like that.
I'm just
like
that.
Like that.
Oh, hold on, we ain't got the.
Dang, that delay is crazy.
What from the stream to?
Yeah.
Hey, y'all gonna have to mix. Let me.
Bring it up.
Hold on for a little second. Not there, Mo. Goofy.
Okay, hold on. I just want to feel like the lighting here is crazy.
The lighting. Scoot forward a little bit. Get back to your seat now, boy.
For real?
Yes.
Can we do it for like an hour and then we switch?
No. Get over it. Black History Month.
Ah, you right. My bad. My bad, my black king.
Yeah. Do better next time.
Talking in my sleep and
we gotta let the people know, yo.
Out of my mind.
We gotta let the people know. No. Y'all ain't gonna let the people know? Y'all ain't.
What
I
people?
don't got no fans.
Yes, you do. Y'all ain't gonna let the people know? See, oh, shit. I turned it on there.
Talking in my sleep at night, making myself crazy.
What you on, bro? I'm on 4.
What happened to the other one, the white one? Did you charge it fast?
I lost it. Oh, Hallie took it.
I never let no one take my charger though.
I left it at her house.
I'm about to say. Like me personally, I don't want to do that to me.
I do. What?
Put the people on, Mo.
I'm putting all the group chats on, bro.
As we go on.
9 times out of 10, it's funny to be just us. It's funny to be just us. Must crush them dust. We bad men never in a rush. Perfecto. Late night podcast.
What we talking about with Mo Day? Monday's named after me now, apparently. Mo
My
Day.
life will never be the same. 'Cause girl, you came and changed the way I walked, the way I talked. I cannot explain the things I feel for you. Girl, you know it's true. Stay with me, feel my needs. I'll be all you need. Oh,
I wish I knew that song. Like, I really know it, but I don't know.
feels so right.
Alright, what we talking about, y'all?
I see all your perfect love.
What we talking about?
Oh, my, oh,
He does this every stream.
it's like
Every stream.
I see your perfect love of my life. If I know what you know you did, and everything I told you did, and every sign I thought,
What's up, Daniel?
Oh,
What up?
yo, dog scared of
Just stop singing, Goofy, bro.
Oh, the fur, bro, like just come out of nowhere from behind.
Alright, what we talking about?
I don't
Mo?
want her licking
Mo,
me.
you said it yet? Oh, why you got this? Why you got this in here? Throw this in the trash.
Hey, everybody in the chat.
I gotta take this away. You want me to throw it away?
Yeah, sure.
Oh my god, y'all talking about things you know what to do.
I got it.
Everybody in the chat spam 100s.
Everybody in the chat, spam some W's in the chat, because we got the best gets on here. Mo BDMO type shit, and
What
Jay
does BDM mean?
Big Dick Mo.
No.
And we got J Sarge, the one and only J Sarge. I got a question. Is it possible to separate an artist from his art or her art?
Yes.
Why?
It all depends on.
Y'all got a topic? What y'all say so far, bro?
Nothing. No, we did. Can you separate an artist from his art and how?
Can you give us
Can you
an
answer the question first?
Can I?
Yeah.
Oh no. It depends if the artist got famous due to themselves or the art they make. Because some people just are naturally just have that type of fame aesthetic to themselves that is attached to the direct person. So their art is also an extension of that. But some people start off with their art. Like, for example, Pink Panthers. You guys know who that is?
Mm-mm.
All right, you know that is. But when she started making music, she didn't attach any type of identity to it at first. It was just the music. So she got her fan base off solely just music. And then she added the face as a means to establish a better connection with her fans. So in that way, you can separate the art from the artist because the art was there before the artist was connected. But for people like R. Kelly, that's the here right there. People like R. Kelly, the artist was there before the art, almost, because it happened at the same time.
I don't know what she be saying, but
I don't know, but she be she be hitting. What do you?
Damn.
Jaden!
I didn't do that.
It's the button right here, bro.
You're lying.
Oh my God, Jaden, you're a sellout.
No. Wait,
Jaden!
Is it still up?
Bro, what the fuck, bro?
I didn't know it was that bad.
Bro, Jaden!
I'll take my L on that one.
Layden
Largent. Hopefully it's still streaming.
No, it's not.
It's not?
It's no way.
Yeah, it is. Alright.
It's
We're
still
back.
streaming?
Yeah, it is.
How?
Because I didn't let it shut down. Jaden, you sold us, but can you answer the question? Don't put your feet on there, bro. Don't put your feet on there, alright?
Hey, all the viewers spam L man.
Layden Largent. Spam it.
Thank you. Alright.
But there's 2 viewers. Y'all can do
There's
it.
3.
Are you dumb?
No, it's 2.
It says 3 concurrent right up there.
Oh, no, it's just 2.
Are you smart? Or are you smart?
Right here.
I don't know.
Are you smart?
It just said 3 though. I swear.
Alright, okay, anyways. What do y'all think?
Right there. Look, it says 3.
What do y'all think?
Because it's us, dummy.
No,
we're the third.
We don't count as a viewer.
Oh.
Right, exactly.
Come on. What do y'all think? Can you separate art from the artist?
I think you can.
How so?
I just think that as a person, everybody makes mistakes, right? But you just can't, like, you could enjoy someone's art without, like, pondering on their mistakes and shit like that. Don't be looking at them like that, bro. You know.
Without pondering on their mistakes?
Ooh,
like who?
Pondering, you know.
Can you give an example of something
like
that?
R. Kelly, like, bro, like, he makes good music, man.
Made good music.
He made good music, and you could still listen to that without someone saying, "Oh my God, you listen to R. Kelly? Oh my God, you support him? You support him as a
but
person?"
some of his songs were talking about some females, and then that makes you question whether or not he was talking about the people he was with.
Fresh out the kitchen.
Okay, but that's the thing though. That's still music though. Like you're not thinking about.
So what is music without? But it's meaning.
But that's not, you don't know that meaning though.
Of the song?
Bro, I'm just saying you could listen to a song without replaying on the person's actions.
Fair enough.
You could enjoy art entertainment without.
But I feel like the problem with most people is they can't. What he did is kind of heinous. Mm-hmm. So whenever they listen to the music, whenever they listen to the music, they kind of can't separate that from him. And like people can always repent, but he never admitted. But like Logan Paul, for example, after the whole Japan incident, you know, he did his whole apology video, and that actually made him more famous. You know, on YouTube, there's a statistic that YouTubers who have beef and do something very controversial and actually get canceled, after their apology video, they almost double in revenue.
Because everybody's trying to find out what's like the drama.
I know, nowadays. But yeah. But they get more followers from that.
Yeah.
They lose like 10% gain 50.
So 40 net.
Why you in the camera like that?
You already know what time it is, man.
It's light skin hours.
No, bro.
You can separate the art from the artist, right? Peep game. Peep game, not gang. So let's say R. Kelly, for instance. R. Kelly got famous for his music, not for what he did, right? Huh?
Go ahead.
Alright, that's what I thought. Anyways. You just
yeah,
deleted my
I like
audio,
that.
bruh. You just deleted my audio. I wasn't talking like, and I'm done.
You too close, bro. It's flashing red. You too loud.
I quit.
I try to turn it down because you too loud, bro. Can you say it normal?
You know I'm sad now.
You a tweaker, bro. You a tweaker. Oh God. Yeah, that's a perk tyrant right there. That's a perk connoisseur. Any other questions? From Mo? From Hamoud?
I don't know.
You don't know.
Like I got some questions, but like it's like
You brought me on here.
I don't know.
Hey, so
You
how do you
the
feel
host.
about Pokimane and Gideon getting back together though?
Getting back together. What do you mean getting back together?
Like being
They're
cool.
like
They're
they're
together.
friends now.
I know. I seen that Twitter picture.
I feel like Jadion was never, his intention was never to cancel her. It was just,
Yeah,
he was
shit.
just
It was
he was-
her being.
he was being a menace like himself.
Yeah.
He was just doing that, but she took it like,
No, because she was being canceled.
Dirty
Well, she was about
Soda,
to be
Spike
canceled.
Lee,
So she
White
was a,
Girl, Ice T, Fully Loaded, AP. I just and some Gucci flip flops.
Why are we seeing it? Anyway,
Anyways, the fear of her being canceled made her want to ban him on Twitch, right? And I think that was
she
the
shut
reason.
down like 3 people.
Hey, that dude was bugging y'all tripping. If
He was
don't
not bugging.
Bro,
All he did was
in that
play the video.
And that one stream was like, he was like, all her viewers are dudes.
That is true. Her viewers are a
No,
bunch of.
but that he was bugging.
He was
like,
not bugging.
All her viewers are a bunch of
Horny
tier
dudes.
3 subs. Like,
Exactly.
please.
They just want to tap that.
They're not getting anything wrong with that.
That's cap, bro.
I promise you, she.
Pokemon,
Jenny
I'm
was
like-
a sub.
Pokemon, I'm on your side.
Jenny, you a sub?
No, bro, I'm never gonna meet Pokemon in my life.
Bro, exactly, and they have that fantasy, bro. She's not entertaining at all.
How do you know? You watch her?
I used to.
I tried to watch it.
I tried, exactly.
It wasn't gone.
She's not entertaining.
Hey, whoever this one viewer is, you're appreciated. For real.
For real.
You've been out here for the longest.
No, they left.
I send you flowers.
They left for a minute.
Damn.
How dare they?
Wow.
1 minute don't mean nothing. Hey, whatever your name is, spam it in the chat, and then I'm gonna send you $10. On me, I'll send you $10 right now.
Oh God, I'll send you one. Oh God, I'll send you
They ain't,
one.
gonna, they ain't gonna say nothing.
Reveal yourself.
They ain't never gonna say nothing, bro. Waiting on them for no reason. All right. Let me see if I remember I saw a good question on TikTok the other day. So my beautiful woman that I like it.
I got this for you if you reveal yourself.
He got it like that. He's not lying.
I swear to God.
For real?
Oh God, he's not lying. Gotta be sick of this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Down. All you gotta do. Is
Oh,
say,
if you only had 1 hour left to live, what would you do with that hour?
Kill myself.
What?
Jaden, let's be.
No, that's real as real.
No, you're not.
I
being
got
real
1
as
hour
real.
left to live, bro. What is the point? I'm killing myself. Dang. Hey, you was an L person, bro.
Oh, God, if I
L
had
person.
no, deadass. If I had 1 hour to live, I would do the most dangerous shit to get myself killed, though.
Actually,
Like what he's saying, but I wouldn't kill myself because I want it to be so unexpected. Like I don't want my death to be expected. Like 9:26, I have till 10:26. That last minute will be the longest minute of my life,
Okay.
and I wouldn't want it that way.
Send my 10.
How was you?
Nah. You got 2 concurrent right now. That's me and some other person. But I need my 10.
No, bro. You was not that one person.
I am. I'm that guy. Alright. But, Dylan, what are you doing? For real.
I'm on it. Actually, I might do something.
Who the fuck is just gonna kill themselves? You only have an hour.
I'd take out the president. I'd take out Donald Trump.
Bro, what?
I'd take out the president. He says.
Nah,
I'd
take out number 45. Numero 45.
We're on 46 right now, aren't we?
Yeah.
Oh.
You should know that, bro.
Nah, I shouldn't.
If you want to get that green bean.
Hey, and then I'm going down spraying all of the KKK I can. I'm not even gonna cap.
I want to actually
Tri-Kappa?
I want to torture someone.
Chi Kappa.
Nobody heard Mo?
No, I'm serious.
He said he wants to torture
I
someone.
want to torture and murder someone before I go. I want to take them with me.
In like your natural life, like you would do that
No,
regardless of the 1 hour?
I would never do that. But if I had 1 hour, I promise you, I would just take some shocks, put them to their nipples, and just and then I would slowly slit their throat.
All right, we getting to. You got a what, bro?
I don't know,
Like,
Hey, y'all seen Scarface? I'm going out like that.
No,
If you've seen it in the movie. He went out.
Gotta
and
be
left
sick
him.
of this life. Dumb.
Getting right, left hand staring. The
Others
other is
die.
getting by. Light up a spliff and get high. Shorty, you deserve.
Don't say that, bro.
What
We don't get
you
high around
think,
here, bro.
listen? Looking at you, I'm thinking he must be tripping. Play this song, but that's listening.
Bro, we need some motherfuckers in here to ask some questions.
I know I got an L fan base, but it's okay.
It's okay, you starting off young.
Yeah. Would you rather spend a day with your future self or your younger self?
Future self, that makes me more money.
Dead ass. Future self.
But if you spend it with time with your younger self, can't you make more money that way too?
No.
If you teach yourself,
It would just be reflecting on the past while knowing the future. It's reflecting on
Exactly.
the past versus knowing the future.
yeah. But
How would I-
what if you in the future? What if you in the future?
No, it's the same. It's the
what
same.
if you in the
It's
future?
dead
But
ass
see,
the
here's
same.
the thing.
You can tell your younger self about Bitcoin.
See, that's the thing. You can tell your parents to invest in it. But what if your future self is a bum? What is he gonna help
But
you
he
with?
still knows everything.
He knows.
No, but
Look. If my future self knows the lotto numbers he didn't win, he could tell me that I won.
Who? But
Damn.
do you find yourself
ever
checking
buying
the
the
lottos?
lotto?
No, you fucking don't.
Hey, some older people might, you don't know.
You're not you though.
L fan base.
0. It's cool.
No, but it's the same. It's the same though. It's the same. Cause
No, your younger self, you know what's gonna happen. You know how much knowledge. You know what you have now.
okay, and you don't know the future.
Right, exactly. But you know the past and now.
Hey, no cap, I would tell my younger self to put a gajillion dollars on the Cavs game winning from 3-1.
Oh yeah.
No one expected that. Like,
No one. And I tell my younger self to bet $5 in Bitcoin because that shit was probably like $1 a Bitcoin, right? And just invest $5 in Bitcoin.
Tell your parents to open up a stock thing for you.
I'd be a trillionaire. Like that ass, I'd be a trillionaire right now. Or like $100. Oh, I'd be it.
I do anything to make money.
Yeah,
but
same.
theoretically, if you
Butterfly effect.
what is it called? It would just be a paradox.
How would it?
Because you said my older self could just be a bum.
You could. That's what I'm
So
saying.
theoretically, if my older self is a bum, right, and I chose to tell my younger self stuff,
You'd be
I'd still be
beyond
a
time.
bum.
Obviously,
paradoxes,
no.
man.
it's
No,
not a
if it-
paradox. Obviously,
But it's
the
good.
question is obviously not asking literally if you were, because then you'd be on the same path. There's something outside of that, obviously, or else you guys wouldn't be able to meet. So you have to be beyond that timescape, and then they wouldn't know that you were talking to them. Otherwise, that would be you. Then you wouldn't be talking to them. Then it would be that self talking to you. So
Listen,
it wouldn't even matter.
It's good. It's good to
Time
go
travel
to your
just
future self.
leads into a paradox. That's really what it is.
It depends how you look at it.
It's good to go into your future self even as a bum because if they're a bum, they could tell you how they became a bum.
But it's still destined that you become a bum.
Huh?
How?
It's still
It's
destined.
not
So you,
destined.
who said it's destined?
you could change that.
All right. If someone, your future self, comes back and tells you that you're gonna be a bum, right?
Okay.
Did that in that same timeline? Did he
But
not do that before?
Who's to say that he did that before?
Because he did it in
We're
the
saying that he doesn't.
present.
You're going beyond the time. There's no Jaden. You're
time
being
travel,
too literal for time travel right now.
It literally
You're
cannot
being too
exist. No, that is a fact. Time travel
No,
will
it's
cause
not.
a paradox.
Okay, and you're the one creating it, so you're going to be changing the future. That's why they tell you not to.
No,
That's
I'm
the
not,
paradox that
because
happens.
in the future, I go back either way. And if I don't go back...
So you're changing the future. It's like when people go back in time and kill their parents. Or stop their parents from meeting.
Okay,
Then they fade out of existence.
Look.
Shut up.
I'm changing the future, meaning I never go back to tell myself what happens.
No.
Meaning nothing could happen.
No.
Meaning I'd still be a bum. Paradox, there you go.
That's
time travel.
Literally, you're wrong, Jaden.
How?
Because it's just like going into the past and making sure your parents don't meet, then you don't exist.
Exactly.
But how are you there to do it?
Exactly, that's what a
But you were
paradox
there to
is.
do it to tell them to stop at the initial time when you did it.
You're literally explaining what a paradox is.
I
Oh
understand.
my gosh.
I understand it, but that doesn't make any sense. You have to be beyond that time for that general period of whenever you're doing it, and it would have an effect on what happens afterward. Not that specific time. So that wouldn't happen again. Just because you went into the future and said, and your future self told you something, that doesn't mean you're going to be the exact same as your future. Your future is going to tell you something to change that future that your future is living in.
Look.
Just like how the past is changing the past.
All right, let's go in your mom-dad scenario. Right?
Okay.
I go back in the past, tell my mom and dad never to meet. Make sure they never meet.
Okay.
I'm never born, meaning that can never happen. Meaning it's a continuous cycle.
How is it
me.
continuous? Because you wouldn't exist.
No. But if I never exist, I can never go back in time to tell them. Meaning they'd meet either way.
No, they
meaning
wouldn't.
I'd go back. It's
If you
literally
went
a
there to- if
continuous
you went-
cycle.
How can it be continuous?
It
Look,
can't be
all right.
continuous.
Listen. Myself, right now, I go back in time, make sure my parents never meet.
Okay,
meaning
then-
this and me
then
right
after-
now never existed. Meaning
then
I
why
couldn't
was
go
it-
back
hold on.
in time and tell them not to meet.
That's not how it works.
Meaning I'm still born every time.
That's
it's
not
a
how
paradox.
time travel works.
Yes.
You're just making
yes.
a paradox.
What are you talking? That's literally how it works.
No, it's not.
How? How does it
Time
work?
travel works. You're going back in a specific
It's either
event,
that-
place in time, and you're changing it. Time travel. You're.
If I tell my
traveling
parents
through
to never meet, right?
Yes,
that
you
means
still have to
I'm
tell
never
them.
born.
I understand
How
that.
would I tell them if I was never
You
born?
fade out of existence after they weren't. After
What?
they didn't
That
meet.
doesn't make sense.
It does.
Unless.
But did you ever watch Wizards of Waverly Place? You saw that, right? The
If you-
movie.
if you-
wait, no, we're
if
gonna
you-
reference the movie. No, we're gonna reference the movie. As soon as they caused their parents to separate, they started fading out of that existence. They started fading, and they had to get them back together to actually come back.
Exactly.
Okay. What is your point?
If they faded out,
If you go
that
back in
never
time,
would
you're
have
creating a
happened.
new future.
Right, that's
You're
what I'm saying.
creating
You're
a new-
creating a whole
Alright,
new
You're
future.
not staying in the same future that you were born in.
That's what I'm saying.
It's either like this. That creates a paradox, or you create a new
It's always
timeline.
going to be a new timeline. Why would it be a paradox? That doesn't make any
Because
sense.
that's how time travel works. Why would it change to a different timeline?
Because that's what
Because
only
your
makes
parents
sense.
were supposed to
traveled
meet.
back to the same timeline
parents
where they
were
were
supposed
supposed
to
to meet. Exactly.
Right, and you stopped them from meeting.
You're
Stop.
literally explaining what a paradox
Exactly.
is.
You
No,
stop
we're not,
them
because
from-
Oh my
we're
God,
not making
you're-
it loop back. You're making it loop back for no reason. We're saying it creates a whole new timeline.
You stop them from meeting. That's a whole new
All right,
timeline. You
I
don't
stopped them
exist.
from meeting. I don't exist. How do I stop them from meeting?
Because
if I
Because
never
you
exist?
created
created a timeline.
What? You're bugging. You're bugging. You're all bugging right now.
You are bugging.
How?
You're saying it loops back. We're saying it goes like this. Here's the timeline. Right here. This is you. This is all right. This is you now. Right?
This is when your
This is
parents
you
meet.
now. This is when your parents meet. You go here and stop your parents from meeting. You fade out of existence somewhere around here. You're no longer like.
All right, look.
I'm not even finished.
We're still in the same timeline though. There's no way that my parents meet that I can be born.
You're creating a new timeline. No one says that you have to go back here. You don't have to exist. You already separated them, so they're no longer meeting. They're no longer going to be there.
Explain
Your
it like
impact
this.
is not going to
Explain it
stop
like this. Explain
just
it like
because you
this.
disappear.
Hold on, explain it like
You're
this.
still impacting that
You're
specific
both-
timeline.
This one
both
timeline.
bugging.
This one timeline. This is a second timeline.
That's
This
like-
is you. This is your parents. You go back in time to stop them from meeting. Right? They don't meet. This is the line that separates them. Right? You
After
go
there's
here.
no chance of them
you go
meeting,
here
you're no
to this
longer
new
able to
timeline. You're
exist.
dead. You're dead. Your parents don't meet. You don't exist.
It's just like that. No,
You
bro.
created a new timeline.
All right, we're
There's
going
only
off
one
yours. This is me. This is me right now.
Okay, we
All
understand.
right. This is my parents' meeting right here.
Okay.
All right. I go back here. Right. They never
Like, who's
meet.
going to be there to stop them?
No.
That I
Look.
understand.
They never meet, right?
Okay, then you're never
Why would it go to a different timeline?
Because there's already a...
All right.
Because you're going
look.
on a timeline when they did.
Okay. And I changed this timeline. I don't change another timeline. I changed this one, meaning this could never happen.
Right, exactly.
I could never be born.
That means that's why there's a new timeline.
I change it in this timeline.
We're saying
change
you
it in
create-
another
we're
one.
saying you create a new one.
I hate
You go to a new timeline.
You're going to a new one. That makes no sense, Jaden.
Why are you adding a different timeline for no reason?
Because you messed up the current one.
Right.
They were
So you're impacting something,
I-
so it causes something, cause and effect, the butterfly
So
effect.
right when I time travel, another timeline happens.
Yes.
When does the new timeline happen?
Because you're
You're
first of all-
tripping right now.
First of all, for you to
When does the new timeline happen?
Dude, let people
Just
talk.
tell me
Let
when
me
the
talk.
new
Let
timeline
me talk. The new timeline happens as soon as you get here, because you weren't existing here. So it had to be a new timeline for you to even be here in the first place.
You
messed it up by being
messed
there.
it up by going back in time.
Wouldn't that already be the timeline then?
Exactly.
No, you created a new one when that happened. That's what we're saying.
Look. Wait.
They were supposed to meet, bro. They were supposed to meet. His parents were supposed to meet.
All right.
But if he changes that, then that's already on the timeline.
Right,
The timeline tells the future and the future
They're
is
saying
going to
this.
change it.
They're saying this.
Bro,
That's a different timeline.
They're saying my parents, right? This is me. I go back. They never meet. All right, new timeline.
But isn't that part of the same one?
Exact. That's what I'm
No,
saying.
it's
Because the
a
timeline. Okay, I'm saying the fact that they never meet is still on the same timeline, meaning I'm never created.
This is
meaning I
alright.
can't go back.
This is the timeline where you're alive, right here.
You're literally adding a new
Listen,
timeline.
no, we're not.
Because you have
Because that's the only thing that makes sense. You're on this timeline right here. This is where you were born, right here.
Okay.
You're born here. That means you can only exist from here onward, correct?
Oh, yes.
And your parents meet here before you're born.
Okay.
Okay, so for you to be here, you have to be on a whole new timeline for you to even be there, because you don't exist then.
You didn't exist.
So as soon as I stepped in the time machine, I create a new timeline.
As soon as you get to here, yes, because you don't exist here.
But isn't that already part of the timeline?
No, that's a whole new timeline.
But if
'cause
I
you weren't
change
here.
something in this timeline, why would it switch to
Because
another?
you're
What?
Jaden. Okay, Jaden.
He just literally proved it. He said if
being
I change
stubborn.
something in this timeline, why it has to be different?
That's
because
the
you
same
changed
timeline,
it.
it's just
You
changed.
changed. No,
I changed
it's
the
not
thing in
same.
the
It's
same
not
timeline.
Okay, how's it
meaning
the same
I'm
if it
never
changed?
born.
Y'all
How is it the
timeline
same
teachers-
if it changed?
Y'all timeline teachers.
How is it the same? How is it the
How is
same?
it the same if it
How
changed?
is it the same
Are you
if
the
it changed?
TVA about to go? Right.
That's where
Are you? I'm saying it creates a paradox, meaning the TVA can
Yeah.
never exist. You're creating hella different timelines.
That's a paradox. That's not a new timeline.
Get out! Like you just came here to mess it up.
Yes,
I didn't even know what you're talking about. I just heard it and I just said my
That's bro. That's not true. You don't exist here. You're saying it changed, right? Did you had to?
I don't exist here, right?
The original,
I don't exist here, right?
This is
I
the
don't-
original timeline,
All
right?
Okay.
This is it. This is the original.
I
This is
changed
one.
something
This
in
is
the
timeline
original.
one. So you
All right.
change it. That changes the
Okay,
whole thing,
look.
though.
I changed something in the original timeline, right?
It's still the original timeline.
It's still
not the-
that
no, it's
change
not. You
still
changed
happens
it.
in the original timeline.
No, it didn't. It's a new one. What makes it original if it changed? That makes no fucking sense.
Hold on. Talk calmly. Jaden.
Okay, so then
No,
y'all
hold on, wait.
Alright.
Jaden, you are in a different timeline where you didn't. Your parents met what? 1970, 1980.
That's when they were.
1990?
They were born in
Okay,
1970.
1990, whatever. Okay, right? You didn't exist in 1990.
Okay.
If you go back and
For you to
now
be there, you
exist
have to
in
change the
1990.
timeline.
Okay.
Timeline changed. Timeline changed. Anything little that you change, it's a whole new timeline.
So then there's multiple versions of every single thing going on.
Yep.
That's the same.
The multiverse.
Where's the proof though?
Where's the proof that there's a paradox?
Right. You can't be
I'm
talking about
literally
we're
explaining
speaking in
what a
speculation.
paradox is.
This
We
is
understand what
theoretical. This is all
We're all
theoretical.
talking about
You're not.
theoretical
You don't
things.
work for NASA. You're not a time traveler.
Okay, so wait, answer this question. If someone creates a time machine, does that mean the time machine always existed?
What do you mean?
If someone invents a time machine, does that mean it has always existed then?
No, it existed when they
It
made
existed when they made it.
But then they go back in time and they're there because of a time machine, which means the time machine existed. Since
They're creating a new timeline.
This is a smart nigga right
They
here.
created a new timeline.
He just
Nothing to do with time.
What? We never said anything about timelines, bro. We said has that
we're
time
talking about
machine
time.
always
No, because the
existed?
time machine was created here. Correct?
Hold on,
But they go back in time,
So they go back in time. So
For them to go back in time, that means at that point in time, a time machine exists because that's
No,
that
it
means
never
they're there.
existed.
it never
But they know
existed.
how to
They
make
went,
it now.
they went
know how
into
to
a
make
different
it.
timeline and they made it.
Okay,
That's when they
if I
came
make
in.
a time machine,
No,
if I go back
reloaded.
200. If I go,
This is not- this is
wait, no.
not-
So in the other timeline, the time machine has always existed.
It's not paradox.
If I
he
make
went.
Mo,
Yeah.
This
listen,
is
Mo,
one second.
listen.
1 second.
If I create a time machine, I go back 1,000 years. 1,000 years from now, a time machine exists because I'm there using a time machine.
You have to rephrase that because you said
That's- no,
1,000
that's-
years from now, and then you
Or
said
1,000
the
years
past.
in the past. If I go 1,000 years in the
What's up,
past,
Jay?
1,000 years in the past, that means a time machine exists then, which means no matter where I go, a time machine has always existed.
No, you're just creating
Exactly.
a new. You're creating a new future.
Bro,
Alright, bro.
these niggas swear they didn't
No.
TVA.
This is not a new timeline. This is what I think.
Why would it loop around?
This is
Maybe
what I
time
think
travel
about.
is not
This
possible.
is the time machine.
Because
everything-
time travel
So you're-
creates
so
a paradox.
Your whole,
pattern.
No.
your whole idea of time travel is created from media and television and all of that's all we have to explain because none of us are fucking scientists.
Okay.
None of us study time.
Oh, so you can't use that.
So you can't. You're not.
Bro, you have a
They're not even
different
using
concept of time travel.
So-
You invented that shit.
Chill out. Chill out.
I
Can you
told
listen,
I get my
bro?
stuff from the media.
Can you listen, bro?
Okay.
Damn. Fuck. We watching the movie and it explains it how me and Mo are saying it. Otherwise, it wouldn't make sense for it to happen at all, and for people to go in the
you
past
a
and change
bitch.
stuff. Would that work,
That's why movies don't make sense.
nigga? Where are you getting this knowledge from?
You said you got it from the media.
You literally just said you got it from the media.
All right.
Where are you getting it from, Jay?
So if I kill my dad,
No.
and I'm never
I'm not
born,
asking you that. Where'd you get the information from?
you can see it in
Where
the
did you
media,
get
which
it?
is a fiction.
So where'd you
then
get
you
it-
can
where'd you get
create
it
your
from?
own ideas from that show.
So you're talking into speculation.
Okay.
So what
Are
makes
you taking the media as facts?
Yes.
You are.
That's all we
You
have.
are.
I'm not.
You said I get my shit from the media. You literally admitted.
So you don't get yourself from the media.
You a hater,
We all do.
So where do you get yourself from?
Bro, we all do. From the media.
Okay.
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 So listen. If I kill my grandfather
Okay.
in the past,
Uh-huh.
how could I kill my grandfather? It doesn't make sense.
Bro, your whole family line doesn't exist then.
Exactly.
Right.
My whole family doesn't
they're
exist.
just
Meaning
split.
I don't exist. Meaning I can't go
just-
back in time.
You can't do that. It's a
What?
whole new timeline.
No.
You can't do that.
Timeline, bro. You just
You can't do that.
It's literally the grandfather paradox, and that's what we said. Paradox is what all of it is.
Bro, look at this.
That's
This
if
is
you.
a
That's
time
if you
machine,
treat
right?
it as such.
This is a time
Anything
machine.
can be a fucking
This is
paradox.
the answer to Ethan's question. Look.
I don't know where you're looking at that. You literally just said that everything was speculation, and you said that you created your own ideals out of something you got from the media, correct? So if
Hey,
you're
listen,
making,
I think y'all
stop
should
looking
swear.
like that, bro. You pissing me off.
You
Alright,
get angry
alright,
over
look.
the TVA.
Because he be looking like this when I'm
Look,
talking to him.
look. So in the Flash, right? In the show, The Flash, he goes back and saves his dad from dying, right?
Okay, and he saves them.
All right.
Just like how he goes back and saves Iris and creates a new timeline when Iris
not-
is
no,
alive.
same one that changes.
The same one is changing.
It's changing.
A
So he's
different one-
rewriting the timeline that's
the
making
same
a new
one.
one.
No.
Look,
If
look.
you revise your essay, that's not a new essay. It's the same one you just changed it.
No, it's a rough draft.
Oh God!
But it's different.
How?
It is different.
Because it's different.
It's different. It's
So you're
revised.
changing it, so it's new. It's different.
It's the same.
But just because it has some aspects of it that are the same, that doesn't make it the same. It's two different things.
It's the same essay.
So if I pull up a doc right now, alright?
And you take a period out of it. Is it not the same essay without
No,
a
it's not.
period?
It's a
It's
It's
a
a
completely different
periodless
essay.
essay.
It's a completely different essay.
all right. So let me ask you this: this right here, this document with one period that I have right
Okay.
here. All right.
All right.
I made one change. Is
That's
it
still
still
the
the
same
same?
document.
That's the
Motherfucker,
same
I
doc.
have a blank piece of paper.
The doc did not change. The doc did not change.
All it says is that it saved a change.
Bro,
That's
'cause
not
if-
how timelines work.
if I could share, it would have named itself. Period. It's just because I didn't name it yet. So stop using that.
No,
as an
but it
excuse.
says last edit. You edited that document. It's
Okay,
still the
exactly.
same one.
So if I go
Your
like,
point's not working.
all right. So if I go like this,
That's making a.
Now that is a different one.
No, but tell me, are they the same though? It's a copy of, so
It's
it's
literally the
thing.
same.
It's the
It's
same thing.
literally
It's the
the
same
same.
thing.
Nothing
so
is different about it.
Now if I go
Okay,
like
but
this,
look, when you
what
change
happens?
something on the first original, it's not going to change something on the other one.
That's why we're saying it's a new one.
But that's
No,
Exactly.
look. Hold on. Let me.
On the original doc, when you change something on the original doc, that doesn't change anything on the copy, because they're two separate.
Where is it?
Something on the
Anything on the copy.
Exactly.
You're bugging.
Who bugging, bro?
You guys, that makes no sense. Y'all thought y'all ate, bro.
Nigga, you thought you.
If you change something on the original document, it's not changing something on the copy. It's changing the original, and it's staying.
Man, give me this fucking plate.
No, it's
Y'all
not.
literally just proved our point, dude.
Look.
We just said.
Listen.
Look.
I'm listening.
I make these 3 dots, right?
These 3
You
dots.
go
All
to the
right.
copy.
All right. Look.
The copy doesn't exist yet. We didn't make.
Now I make these 3 dots on the copy, right?
But you go and delete the document.
I get rid of the dots. That didn't change anything on the copy.
other one didn't
That didn't change anything on the copy.
original
Go
still
back.
in it.
Those 3 dots are still
The
there.
copy doesn't exist yet. This is the original timeline.
Okay.
We're talking about, okay. Now we go. This is us going back in time.
All right. Now delete those dots.
Out the
Now
delete
out
the
the
dots out
original.
the original.
No, why would I do that?
What? That's what you're doing.
You're not. You're deleting them from the
We're going in a different timeline where we change it.
Why would we delete them from the new one? That makes no sense.
Bro, as soon as you go
Okay,
back
so
in
if I
time,
go from
it's
this,
different.
all right,
The timeline
the
is different.
period was
Right,
right. So
different.
if I write the word that, all right, I
Okay.
write the word that, all right. Is this the same paper? Is this the same exact document?
Yes.
No, it's not.
The document is the document still not the period
It's
document?
the same period you
What?
changed.
Yeah,
It's the same document you changed what's
Now
there.
y'all just
Just like it's the same timeline, you changed what happened in the timeline.
Exactly.
No, you know that period shit that you just
Bro, no,
You
look,
can't
look,
prove it with
look,
a document, a Google Doc. You can't prove that shit with a Google
Y'all
Doc.
aren't even proving your
Bro.
point. You're just trying to prove why you think ours is wrong.
You're not trying to prove you're just saying.
We already proved ours right. We already proved what.
You're
what
literally
makes sense.
just saying a copy happens. And everything
You're
that
literally just saying.
You're
that
saying
it's
a copy happens and everything that you do in the original affects the copy, not the original.
But that's not what happens.
Does it not affect the original still?
And who dictates that?
That's just how it works.
Says who?
We're creating a
makes
paradox.
sense.
That's what it is.
That's not making a new timeline. You're changing the original.
What are you doing?
You said the grandfather paradox?
We already explained that.
They already
If I go back and
explained
kill my grandfather, my father never exists. Do I exist?
it. Half a dozen. What the?
That is the clause.
Why is it? Oh, I forgot to put it in caps lock. Grandfather logical theorem would arise from present travel in the past. The name comes from the body. It's not explaining it at all. Person travels to the past, kills their own grandfather before the conception of their father or mother, which prevents the time traveler's existence. Fair, but that's only if it's a paradox. Philosophical analysis. If we get here, causal loops right here.
Okay,
Backward time travel does not create a grandfather paradox, creates a casual loop.
Okay, a loop. That's not a new timeline.
It is.
That's the same one happening over and over.
Did you read this already?
No, but that's what it's about to say. A loop is when the same thing happens over and over.
Closed
That's not a new
time
timeline.
like curves.
It says closed timeline,
That's what I
which
just
means
said.
there's no new one happening.
He's saying, remember the time machine example? That's what that is saying.
That's literally
That's
what it's
saying the
saying.
time machine was always there. That's saying
'Cause it's
he's
a loop.
always killed his god.
Where does it say that?
If
That's
you
what
go,
a loop
if
is.
anything a time traveler does in the past must have been a part of the history all along.
That's what I said.
That's literally what he
you
said.
just tried to research something and prove us wrong. It just proves us
That's
right.
just general relativity.
Oh, it's just general, but you were about to use it as your evidence.
That's
Mo is over here laughing because he sees. You were about to use this as your evidence, but when it's our evidence, you're saying this
No,
is specific.
bro.
There's different types of.
You looked it
You
up
looked it
and
up.
proved
I looked it up
to see what you're talking about.
and it proved that it said exactly what we
Why are you
said.
screaming?
Because
Relax,
you were
relax.
citing it.
We
You're
looked up.
citing it. Of
we
course
looked
I
you
have
listen.
never seen this
Listen.
before.
You know about the grandfather paradox. What
we
you
looked
talking about?
up grandfather paradox.
And that proved
Of course, it would.
Of course
prove
it's
what
gonna
you said,
bring the
right. You're
paradox.
talking about paradox.
No, the whole thing. Okay, yes, and that's exactly what it is. Nothing says what you
Y'all,
guys
should we
are
just start
saying.
working? Bang out right now. Should we just start working right now?
Nothing is proving what y'all said.
Because we looked up the grandfather paradox. You're citing it. Well, how is it proving your point?
What do you mean? That's evidence. That's how it works.
What if I just did this?
Nigga went to the Marvel Cinematic.
Yeah, we in Marvel Cinematic. Yes, sir. Oh yeah, let's talk about that. Marvel Cinematic Universe. We're looking like that, like time can actually be.
I didn't
studied.
look. I didn't.
Hold on. Wait. In Spider-Man, when what you call it? When he doesn't know Zendaya or Zendaya doesn't know him.
Where's the part of the timeline?
Hold on, one second.
Okay, yeah, go.
I'm trying to remember.
He remembers the part where she did remember.
Let him explain.
I'm trying to remember the
And
movie.
then
Hold
a
on.
change happened. It's still the same timeline.
But it's not the same. Because
Where's the
they don't
okay?
remember.
Where's the version where she still remembers him? That's not there.
That's what we're saying.
Because the timeline changed, and it's the
Look,
same
look,
It's a new
It's-
timeline.
no,
It's
no,
not
no.
the new
Look,
one.
look, look.
It's the same.
No,
How's it a new one if he's still in it?
Listen.
with the same memories.
Listen, look.
He has a memory.
He
for
told
everyone else.
Doctor
That's the piece
Strange.
outside of
Look,
it.
he told Doctor Strange to get rid of everyone's memory, meaning MJ doesn't remember him anymore.
Okay.
Yesterday, before he did that, does MJ not remember him? She does. Meaning it's the same timeline.
And then a change
Something
happened.
just
He doesn't
changed
remember.
in that timeline.
He's-
Right? But
that
then
makes
to the
it-
day
that makes it
before,
different.
the day
That makes it
before,
change.
Doctor
A
Strange.
change doesn't mean a new one. It's still the same timeline.
change
How can it
doesn't
be the
create
same
an
if it
au-
changed?
Because
It's-
the day before MJ knows who Peter Parker.
This fork.
The day before
This-
MJ knows who Peter
This
Parker
fork
is.
in my hand. This fork in my hand.
Okay.
Is it the same?
Yes.
Yes.
No, it's not. It's
Changed it.
bent.
But
It's
you
a different.
just changed
It's
it.
the same fork.
It's still the same fork.
The fork did not change.
There's no new fork. I don't see a new one.
That's because it's a fork, not
It's
a
the same
timeline.
fork.
No.
So why did you try to use it as your
But you can't
You're
prove
trying to
this
prove
What I'm
music
saying
is
is different,
items.
so it changed. You're saying
But
that
it's
the
still the
timeline never
same fork.
changed.
It's still the same fork, no matter
We're
what
saying
you
that
do
the
to it.
timeline never changed, though. It did.
No,
change.
we're saying it changed. That doesn't mean it's a new
if
one.
it changed,
Look,
that means
look.
it.
You bent this, right? You bent the fork.
Okay.
Like this.
Why would you bend my fork?
It's still the same fork, though.
Is it not the same fork?
I don't
This
see
is a
any new
specific
fork.
object. We're talking about timelines in general.
Why would
So
you
why
use
did
that
you
as
try
an
to use that?
example?
Because I'm
Example.
telling you that change. Just because I'm telling you that change. What do you? I can't have niggas on podcast, man.
It's just not making sense.
Because you're not trying to understand it. You're trying to.
You're trying to use
push out your own thing.
justification that's literally
We
just
can-
helping us.
Literally, if we look up anything, not exactly. It does create a new timeline.
That's some random dude on the internet who put that in there.
Okay, and where are you getting Wikipedia from? Random people who put that on the internet.
Okay.
What do you mean? Okay, you can't disprove our point, and then your point is the same exact.
I not, bruh, because ours makes sense. You have no evidence. Your evidence.
You
is-
have no
what is
evidence
your
either.
evidence?
No one. None
You
of us have-
everything you have tried to do to disprove us ended up proving us.
No, what are you
That's 'cause
talking about?
just use it
Evidence.
as
None
an
of us have any
explanation to help
evidence.
yourself.
Cause that's what you did.
You
that.
just temporarily.
That's what evidence is. You're using something to help prove your argument.
You
None of
literally-
us have any evidence, bro. We're just going.
Yes,
off.
but when
just
you
did.
guys pull up examples, all it does is prove us right.
Pull up an example.
You just did many, and it proved
I looked
us
up the
right.
grandfather paradox.
And when you did it with the fork, when I bend the fork,
But when I looked this
the
up,
fork's now bent. It's
but
still
when
the
I
same
look, when I
fork.
went look this up, it's not. Oh, it's not the same.
There's no example. Show me an example of how that works.
Like in Marvel,
Hey, why she want?
there's a million
Why
different
you want me,
timelines.
Why
Look,
they
no,
trying
no.
to-
In Marvel, it's the same thing. Because, look. Black Widow died, right? In
Okay.
a timeline.
She did.
Is she still not dead?
That's because that's a timeline that they chose to exist on. With the timeline where she died.
They
How about
chose
the
to
timeline?
exist on?
There was a timeline where Gamora died, right? But
Yes.
they went back
Is
and they
Gamora
created,
still not dead?
they created a new timeline. No, she's not.
Yeah, she is.
No, she's not.
Gamora is dead.
She's still dead. I don't know. Is Gamora still dead?
Still dead.
What do you mean? Is she dead? I thought after they went back in time, she was.
Yes, she died.
But the version of Gamora returns in Endgame.
Because they snap and they bring people back.
Right. So I'm saying they created. What are you talking
No,
about?
they didn't create a new timeline. They brought her back
When Doctor Strange went back in time.
on the same
And,
timeline.
and he saw a million different possibilities, different timelines that could
That's
happen.
possibilities.
But they're different timelines.
No, they're
'Cause
possibilities
Gamora-
of what's happening in that one.
And they went back in time in that.
Yes, and changed
Okay,
that timeline.
what you
Right,
just
so
said.
they created
Hold
a
on,
new
hold on, hold on. What you
timeline.
just said.
Because there was already a timeline. Look,
Wait,
like
no,
this.
1 second. He said possibilities of what's happening
shit.
in that one, but there's only one possibility. But you see all the possibilities, so that is.
This is a timeline. Gamora died here. Okay.
There's different
This is
timelines.
the regular timeline. Everybody half the
What?
population.
Bro, look.
Listen,
no,
what? It's possible if I smack you with my left hand or if I smack you with
those
my
are
right hand.
possibilities.
Just because I smack you with my left hand doesn't mean I couldn't smack you with my right hand.
Okay, but
Why?
that's a new timeline if you smack me with your right hand.
Okay, so if
if
you
went
went
back
with your
in
right
time,
hand,
if
if
you
you-
went in back in time,
What?
like the different effects. But if you went back in time, right? So you smack me with your left hand.
All right.
He could go. You could go back to a time where he smacked you with your right hand in the same spot. No.
Okay, that's a new timeline, bro.
But that's
going
not-
back in
that
time.
never happened though.
Right, that never happened, so how's it a new
I smacked you
timeline?
with my left hand. I went back, changed that. Then I smacked you with my right hand, meaning I never smacked you with my left hand. I smacked you with my right. I didn't go to a new timeline where I smacked you
is it
with my
new
right
timeline?
hand.
Yes, you
and
get
I
any
still,
time, bro. Okay. But that's okay. Hold on. But it's like this. It's what you just said. That what's called stopping from your parents' meeting. It's you have to create a new timeline.
when I stopped my parents' meeting, is that in a new timeline or the same
Okay, wait.
timeline?
So when you time travel, are you going to a different timeline, or are you jumping back on your same one?
How far? I'm like, no, just anytime. Just anytime. No,
That
just
doesn't
anytime. Yeah, you're creating a new timeline.
What? So how can you change something
Because you
in
didn't-
your timeline by going to a different one?
Because
we're
he
saying
exists.
this.
They're saying nothing could ever change in the OG timeline.
We're saying, look,
Everything is
OG timeline is here.
All right.
All right. You're creating a whole new one when you go back in time, but
As
How
soon
are
as,
you- wait,
no,
look,
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 as soon as
look,
I
look.
change something, or
Just
as
like-
soon as something happens.
as soon as you change something,
As soon as I
like
change
the butterfly
something.
effect, like
All right,
if you
all
do
right.
something here, it will
Okay,
cause
look,
this here.
as soon as I change something, why does not that still change, not happen in the
Because
original?
this timeline
Why does
still
it just?
exists. Parallel universe.
All right, this timeline still exists. I change it in this timeline.
No, you don't.
I don't.
Because you went on a different timeline to go back in time to.
So
a
you're
point
saying
where
as
you-
soon as I hop in the time machine, press go back, then I'm in a new timeline.
As soon as
No,
you,
you're on the
meaning
same
I
one.
never went back to the
no, because listen, as soon as you interact with the outside world, that's
What up,
when
Noah?
that's when you truly exist. What's up, Noah? You're not existing beyond that point, right? You exist here. You're born here. That's what I did. I don't know if you heard first. You exist here, so you can only live over here. You can only live
But
after
you can
you're
still
born.
go back.
No,
So
you
we're-
living over here.
We're
is
saying
just
that
different.
this is the timeline. It's squared off. This
You
is the
didn't exist
timeline.
back
This is
then.
the normal
Yes,
timeline.
you're time traveling, going there.
For you to
Traveling
go back
there.
in time,
So you didn't
you're
exist
creating
back
a
then.
new one
You're
where you
creating a new one
actually
where you
do
did
exist back
No,
then.
because you're not existing. You're going there.
You, what do you mean? You
Okay,
you
look,
have to exist to go there.
No, listen. Yes, but you exist from the future.
We're talking about
They
time
come and they
travel,
say,
bro.
"I'm from the future." They don't come and say, "I'm here existing now." No, they say, "I'm from the future." They came from the future and went back.
Because they're all they have to reference is this.
Right.
They're referencing the original timeline. And I'm saying if
So
you
you're
I'm
saying
I'm
this person in this timeline has always existed there.
No,
we're
I'm
talking
not
about
saying
time
that.
travel and stuff.
I'm saying that this isn't a new timeline until they make an interaction that changes it and sets it off course. Otherwise, it's going to be exactly the same. If you go back in time and you don't interact with your parents at all and don't stop them from meeting, you're still going to end up being born right here.
Exactly, because I don't change anything. I'm born right
Wait,
here.
so wait,
I
are you
stopped them
saying
from
are you saying
meeting.
it's possible for two of you to exist at the same time?
No, I'm saying, look. You're saying this is the OG timeline, right?
Okay,
OG, right here. This is me. This is when I am born.
we know.
We
Yeah.
go.
All right.
We get it, bro.
This
You
is
have to write.
this is when my parents are here, right?
Who your parents are?
I jump back. I'm still in the same timeline. I have
You're
not done
You're
it.
in a copy of the time.
Why is there automatically a copy?
Because he didn't exist
Well,
back
actually,
here.
yeah, go ahead. You can be there.
All right,
As soon as you
all right,
interact,
all right.
as soon as you do anything, you're creating a new time.
I have not done anything. I am still in the same timeline.
Okay, you're just
All right.
You haven't done
I
a single thing.
I haven't even left the time machine.
Okay, you're just sitting there.
All right, I get out of the time machine.
Okay.
Is that a new timeline,
Is
or
that
am
the
I
same
still in the
If
same
you-
timeline?
if you haven't done
I
it-
got out the time machine. That's
I
it.
heard
That's
you.
all I did.
If you haven't, if
anybody's seen a time
if
machine-
getting out the time machine changes what naturally would have happened in the OG timeline, then
just-
yes, you're making a whole new timeline.
So I haven't done anything. I haven't changed
It's
anything.
like this,
No
it's
one
like
saw
this.
me. Nothing
You
happened.
haven't-
it's like-
okay,
it's
nobody
like-
saw you.
It's like recording. It's like recording a record. Okay, this is the original record. You're going back here. You stop it right here, and you re-record. This is a whole new record now. It's a whole new different. It's a whole different thing. It's a whole different thing. This is way different than what it is up here.
Look. All right, nothing has changed in this timeline.
Wait,
nothing,
nobody said
look,
I think the record thing was a pretty good thing to say.
I have not done anything to change this timeline.
Okay, you haven't.
So I'm still in the same timeline.
Okay.
All right. You're saying as soon as I do something to change it,
as soon as you do something that changes the
instantly
timeline,
it becomes another one?
Yes.
So what happens with the change that happens here?
What are you talking about?
A change still happens here.
That's the new timeline.
But if that change never happens, a new timeline never exists.
Exactly.
Meaning I'm still in the same thing.
Because you haven't made the new timeline yet.
I'm saying, look, you're saying a change has to occur for there
You didn't
to be
make an interaction. You didn't make an interaction.
yes.
any type of change has to occur for a new timeline to happen.
It's like the record. If you don't change the record here, how can it be different? You have to make the change in order for it to be different.
All right, this is the record, right?
Okay.
You go back. Re-record.
Re-record. Okay.
The record doesn't change. You just make a new version of the record.
No.
Right?
That's like saying.
It's not a whole.
That's like saying. That's like saying. That's like saying. This
so
is
the record changes.
Yeah, that's two different records.
It's a whole different song. It's a whole different
song. It's a whole different song. I said the
song.
same exact verse. It's a whole different song.
Yes, it's a whole different song.
What do you mean?
There's other verses.
If you do the same exact verse, so you're telling. So
what's a remix?
So are you making a change to it?
It's a whole new song. What do you mean?
All right, instead of yes, I say yeah.
Yes,
that's a whole different song. Instead of saying yes, I say yeah. That's a whole different song.
No.
Logically and
that is not a
literally.
Whole that is
literally
that is a change within the original song.
What's you gonna call it? A remix? That's a different song.
No, it's not.
A remix is the same song and you changed it.
That makes it a different song.
It's a different song.
No, it is not.
That's like saying Shot of Flow and Shot of Flow featuring Blueface remix is the same song.
But if it's the same song, why do you have to put remix on it?
Because you changed it.
Bro,
that makes it a different song. It just had the same
song, but
no, it just had the same bass.
It just had the same bass. A remix is a completely different song.
It is a different song. You just kept one of the same bases, so you call it the original song remixed.
So if I copied a song, is it not the same song?
Yes, it's a copy. What are you talking about?
All right, so you're saying the timeline.
That's what you were just saying.
You're saying
you made a copy
of the timeline.
Whoa.
They're two different timelines, right?
He didn't say anything about changing.
No, you said, listen, he said if I have the same song and I copy it, are they different? You said yes.
I said
or no. You said no, right?
Yeah.
When you had the Google Docs, you made one and then a copy. You said they were two different.
I said they're different after I make the change.
What change did you make? We made the
when
three
I
dots.
Got rid of the dots.
But the dot on the original did not change.
Right, that's what makes it. That's why they're two different timelines.
What?
Because doc number 1, the original, is the original timeline.
All right,
it does
you
not change.
get rid of the period.
Once you create a new one and then make a change, it's different.
Look,
it makes it a whole different.
A change has to happen. You're saying a change has to happen in the original to create a new one.
Well, technically, yes.
Okay, meaning that change in the original would affect everything in the original.
As soon as you deviate from the original, that's when you're creating a new timeline. Because if you don't change anything in the original, it's going to carry out as the original.
But when you deviate in the original, that means something changes, right? Something changes in the original, creating a new thing.
Right.
The original,
but as soon as you're,
has complications of what you changed.
As soon as you make the change, you're creating the new timeline.
I'm saying the change has to happen in the original still.
No, it doesn't.
Why not? If the change never happens in the original, another timeline is never made.
Yes, it is.
No,
you're on that timeline where it changed.
But you're saying I have to make a change in the original
for it to be
another timeline for another timeline to exist. I have to make a change.
If these are the two same, right? These are the two same timelines, right?
All right.
You change this with you existing back there. That's a minor change. They're two different timelines.
They're two different things.
They're literally two different timelines. It's easy as that.
You're saying this. This is I do this.
No, we're saying that if
this makes a copy. That's literally what you're saying.
No, I'm not saying. I'm saying, look, this is the original timeline. Okay.
All right. You're making a copy before I make any type of change. You're making a copy before I make any type of change. So that you're just saying multiple timelines exist right now.
What I'm saying.
You're not saying a change within the original.
How many times have to write this out? Listen. You're making you're here. I told you, until you make a change, something that changes the timeline.
All right,
it will be carried out like the same timeline. So theoretically and logically, it would be the same timeline, correct? But as soon as you make the change, that's when the timeline will be different. So you made the copy. This is you going back in time right here. This is you going back in time, and it's going to be the exact same until you
Till
make
you
that
make a
change.
change. So
And that
it's two different
change
timelines
is going to make it different than the original.
No, look. You are saying a change has to happen within the original.
Hold on, let me see what that. Oh, he just said that's what you sound like.
Look. What you said, if I go here and never make any change within the original, it's just timeline, right? Why are you creating a new copy? A new copy happens when I change this.
Don't make me
All right. So you said a change has to occur within the original for a new timeline to create.
Yes.
All right. You were just making a. This is the original.
Well,
nothing is changing. Nothing is changing within. Just listen. Nothing is changing within the original. Okay. You made a copy before. This is the original, right? Mm-hmm. Nothing has changed.
And I'm saying when you
do that is the change. That is the change within the original. Now you're saying you make a new timeline.
That's not what I'm saying.
All right.
I just told you that's not what I'm saying.
The change is still within the original.
No, I just said that.
You literally made a new timeline before the change even happens.
All right, because what I'm saying is this right here, and if I do this, and make it say period as well. That's the same timeline. They're the same timeline, right?
Yes.
These are the exact same timeline.
No, because they're two different ones right here. What do you mean? The first one. Why are you making two separate ones?
We're talking about logic here. Logically,
you have two separate ones right here.
These timelines are the same, correct?
No, because you have two separate documents for one timeline.
What makes them different?
They're two different ones.
What's different?
You're going to two different ones right now.
What is different about them?
There's a space in between the period. It's still.
Can we be logical and not?
You're making a copy.
Hold on. How are you debating that these are different when you're saying you're staying in the same timeline when you actually do make a change? How are you debating they're different?
Hey, yo,
did
chat,
you
chat,
not
chat.
make a copy?
Chat. Are these two documents the same? Are these the same document?
No, they're two different documents.
How are they two different?
All right, look. Oh fuck! I fucked it up.
What the fuck are you doing again?
All right, see here.
Hold on. Wait. You can't see. I don't know what I got on this dock, bruh. Be careful.
See, right here. Okay. Are these not two different ones? Are these not two different ones?
Listen.
Just because they look the same doesn't mean they're not two different ones.
But logically, they're exact same.
If you remove that one never existed.
These two right here. Are these the same?
Leah, come here.
Go to them.
They're right here and here, buddy.
No, those are two different. You literally just got.
Leah.
Look, all right. Let's.
What are you doing?
We're restarting everything.
Okay.
All right.
Leah.
All right. Okay. Now.
Leah.
That's that right there. That is that right there. All right.
When you make a copy, get rid of the copy of.
See, that is this.
Okay.
These are two different ones.
How are they different?
Are these not two different docs right here? Are these the same doc?
They're copies of each other.
Okay, they're two different docs though.
They're the same.
All right, even though it looks the same, there's still two different docs. This doc isn't the same as the other one right here. These two are two completely different documents.
So what I'm saying is logically though.
You're saying they're the exact same document. You're saying they're
exact same.
You're saying those two are this one line. That's what you're saying. You're saying those two documents right here are just one. You're saying they're one single line when they're completely two different documents. Although they say the same exact thing, they're two different documents. Are they not?
That's not what I'm saying.
Are they not? Are they not two different? Are they not two different documents?
The same document.
No, they're not. They're two different documents that say the same exact thing.
Okay, so that's the same thing with the timeline. You're here.
If you affect one document, that doesn't change what's on the other document.
That's what
They're
we're saying.
independent.
That's what they're saying. The OG one is here.
And if I change the OG one, what happens on the copy doesn't
Nothing
change.
in the OG one.
The
just gets
OG
changed.
one changed.
They're
Nothing on the
independent.
copy happens.
They're
Exactly.
independent.
That's what I'm saying.
They're two completely different documents.
Right, you're saying they're not the same. They have no impact on each other, correct?
Exactly.
So tell me
So
how
if I
this
change
causes,
this one-
Tell me how this causes this. It doesn't. That's my point.
Huh?
You're creating a whole new timeline where that happened and this didn't happen. This is the OG timeline. This is the timeline where you actually made something change.
All right, you made some. Go to the OG timeline.
Hold on, one second. Let me see.
Get rid of the E.
No.
Get rid
can't do that. You
just
can't.
get rid of Why? Why not?
Because
Why
it's
not?
written in stone.
What?
I don't know.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
For you to even
You're
observe,
literally just not doing stuff.
what does change mean? To make something different than it was before.
All right, you're
So for
changing
you to
the
have-
original.
If you were to change the original, then that doesn't make any
Is it not different?
No.
So you are saying you literally cannot affect the original.
Make a doc.
There's-
Like, you know, like the
for you
teacher
to
docs-
have any reference
If I
to an
cannot
original,
affect the original, that means I cannot time travel
for you to
back
have
to
any,
where I was trying to go.
For you
Yes,
to,
you can.
for you to even conceive and make a concept of what change is, you have to have an original.
You know the
Okay,
teacher docs that you
all
can
right.
edit.
You can change
You know the teacher
the
docs that you
original.
can
though.
edit.
If I have a
That makes
Rubik's
it
cube
different.
that's solved, I flip one side. It's the same Rubik's
It's
cube.
still
I
a
just
Rubik's
changed
cube.
something.
Yes, you're changing.
It's not a
Rubik's
brand new
cube.
Rubik's cube.
We're not talking about
Hey,
Rubik's cube.
We're not
Oh
talking about.
no, that is a
That's the
yeah,
same
it's
thing.
the
No,
same.
it's
That's like writing on a piece of paper and calling it paper.
You're comparing.
Can I
daily
break
items to a
this one too? Can I
timeline.
break this one too?
No.
All right.
That's like writing on a piece of paper and it's like, oh no, is it still paper? Yes, it's still paper. It's not the same thing.
Yes. What? You're literally the analogies are there. You just don't want to accept it.
No, we're not. Your analogies are too
It's a
specific
different
and too
form, bro.
small.
Not
for it to-
specific.
It makes
time,
hold on.
time in this philosophy is too big.
All
for
right,
you
all right.
to-
Look. You see the mic. You see the mic. This mic is this mic, right? I move it, creating a change. Is that not the same exact mic? Is it a different timeline mic? No, it's the exact same
So is
mic.
there a brand new
just changed.
back in
timeline?
time.
Is there a brand new timeline now because he moved the mic?
He didn't go back in time.
He didn't go back.
But you said
We're
when
still
you
creating the same concept. I'm creating a
You're
change
not
within
creating
something.
a time. You're that's what are you
This,
talking about?
this thing
Are
does
you
not
lying?
change.
You're
This thing
Listen,
does not
hold on,
change.
hold on.
No, listen.
How do you make
I got it.
a doc that you can't share?
I got it.
That you can't edit.
I got it.
Like the
No, I
teacher
don't need
doc.
to. I don't need to. We're on one timeline right now. You're not time traveling, so you moving this is just making it happen in our
So
reality.
we're creating
if
an
a time
analogy.
traveler
We're not,
came and
we're
moved
not
that mic
talking
while we
about
were
time
sleeping.
travel right now. We're literally just creating an analogy.
Okay.
This is the original, right?
Okay.
This is the original. I create a change to the original. Is it not the same pencil?
Just because you flipped, yes, it's still a
I
pencil.
create exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying
That makes
if you
no
But
sense.
change
it's in
the
our
time-
reality. We're not talking about
physical or chemical
We're not
changes.
talking
No
about-
matter
We're
what
talking
you
about time travel.
We're talking about time
But it's
travel.
like
How are you
physical
using
chemical
art
changes.
right
You can
now?
create an analogy.
For
That's
art
not a-
right
that's
now,
not a
it's
good analogy.
No, listen.
What?
That's like saying just because you did this, that's like me saying this and this are the same because they're both timelines.
What? That literally made no sense.
You
at
said
all.
this is a.
All right. This is the timeline. This is the timeline.
All right. So
right?
are you going back in time?
This is the timeline.
That makes no sense.
Are you going back
No,
in time?
look.
Are you going back in time?
Are you going
changing,
back in
I'm
time?
changing what happens in this timeline.
How are you changing what happens in
I'm
this
moving
timeline?
the pencil.
You're not changing. You're just
Wait.
writing what happens in this timeline because this timeline is happening right now. You're not going back in time and
Exactly.
changing.
It's an analogy,
So
though.
if this timeline is happening right now, wouldn't, in your example, every timeline out there be happening right now too?
No.
So then,
You're saying a timeline doesn't happen until a change in the original timeline happens, right?
That's
a
because
change
you
in the
have to
original
have a-
timeline has to happen for another timeline to happen, right?
You have to have a
So
reference
a
point.
change still happens in the original, meaning something causes that change, creating another timeline. Meaning a change still happens in the original, right?
No.
So if the change never happens in the original, how does it create a new timeline?
Jaden, you're not talking about
What? You're just
Jaden, right now your analogy has nothing to do with time travel. You're talking about a pencil on a desk in life right now as time goes on. You're saying, is this the same as this? Yes, it is. You're in this timeline right now. You're not rewriting anything. You're not going back in time. So
you're
how are you
creating
talking
an
about
analogy outside of time. Though.
this analogy cannot be for time
You're
because you're
saying
not
the
talking about
timeline
going
can't
back in
change.
time.
You're saying the OG timeline.
How
can't
is this a
change.
timeline?
I'm
There's no
saying,
OG
look,
timeline to reference. You're making a whole new
this
one right
pencil,
now.
This pencil is the timeline, right?
Okay.
You're saying the timeline can't change. I'm saying if I create a change within that pencil is still not this. It's still not right here. This pencil is right here.
This is not
Right.
time travel, Jaden. This is a pencil.
It's an analogy.
What do you want us to just time
This,
travel right now?
this analogy sucks. It doesn't prove your thing at all.
You're saying my analogy literally has to be directly
That's not what an
directly
analogy
connected
is.
to time travel.
It's not an analogy though.
But for things like this in philosophical pursuits, you have to reference general relativity.
So what could we
No,
say
listen,
for it to even be
for
a
an
valid
analogy, for an analogy like that, for something as broad as time travel, you're going to need an analogy just as broad and as big to actually make sense. A
And
pencil
what would
on a
that look-
desk
then what would
like
that look
this
like
is
in
not
real
gonna make
time,
any
though?
sense.
What would that
Real
look like
time.
for you?
I don't know. I'm not the one who has to make the analogy. It's you.
So how are you going to tell us what it should be if you can't?
Because that's general relativity when we're talking about philosophical things like this.
That's what analogy is, making something simpler to understand it or relate to.
No, it's
it.
just changing the way it's perceived to make it understandable.
That's not an analogy.
That is what an
That would just be
analogy is.
paraphrasing or simplifying something. Analogy is saying adding two different things as an example, like the pencil. That's not a timeline right there. It's a pencil.
You just said it was analogy was making things simpler, easier to understand.
Yes, but with a
By
different
using
example.
something
Right,
different.
by using something else. That's what
Okay.
an analogy
But
is.
this is just not a good
An
analogy for
analogy
time
isn't
travel. It's not big
paraphrasing
enough.
the bigger
You
thing.
were saying something can change without it causing another thing.
Okay, but we're
That
talking
pencil
about time
doesn't.
travel
That
here.
pencil doesn't become a new pencil when I move it. If you
could break it.
If you
It's
break
still
the
a
tip
pencil.
of that pencil, it doesn't make it a new pencil. It's just
That's because we're
that-
in time right now.
We're not talking
not
about
talking about
time.
this
We're talking about the
example.
pencil
Of course,
right now.
if I break this pencil right now, it's a
It's
broken
the
pencil.
same pencil though. Is it not the same pencil?
didn't say
No,
it's
it's
a
not.
new
It's
pencil
broken.
because I broke it.
The pencil
No.
didn't change. Another pencil was not created
The pencil
once
broke.
you. Exactly, the same exact pencil was broke.
But we're
The same
okay,
exact.
How does this relate to time?
You're saying the OG timeline cannot change without it creating a new one.
Okay.
I'm saying, look,
This
the
is a
pencil
pencil.
and the OG timeline both changed. The pencil broke. I got rid of my parents, right? The pencil
Okay,
didn't
but-
create another
That's
pencil
like you
after
saying
I
this.
broke
That's
it.
like you saying this. This pencil is sitting here. It's not broken. Imagine it's not broken. You go back in time and you break this pencil, right? You're creating a new timeline where this pencil is broken because
No, I'm not, because the pencil doesn't change. Why are you adding another pencil? You're
I'm not
literally
adding
adding
another
another
pencil.
pencil for no reason.
because it's different. Wait, hold on. What are you doing? What are
One-
you
one
doing,
second,
bro?
One second.
What are you
just,
do-
just pull up one of your teacher's documents that they sent to you.
No.
Why not?
Why would I do that?
Just do it.
Check out reversible dynamics, clones, timeline, carries, freedom choice.
Bye.
Publicity.
Bye.
I see. I might have to get that. I ain't gonna lie, but that just doesn't make sense. And pencils
You're
doesn't work.
literally saying it doesn't make sense without any evidence. You have not explained why a new timeline is created.
I have.
For why is a new timeline?
Wait,
Because a
wait,
change
seriously,
happens in the original.
Yeah.
So does
I'm not-
that change not still
No,
happen
what
in
I'm
the
saying,
original?
what I'm saying is this. Here's an original. This is you time traveling. This is you. Okay.
Okay.
This is time travel to you. This is you existing here. Maybe when you time travel. This is you existing here.
So you're saying
So what I'm
as
saying-
I time travel,
No, I'm-
another timeline
You're
exists.
speaking-
I don't make any type
Can
of
I
change
finish?
as soon
Can I
as
finish
time
my
travel.
sentence before
Okay.
you? Yeah, thank you. These two are the same, correct? These are the same thing.
No.
How aren't they?
You've already
But
created
you
two
I'm
different...
not saying that nothing is here. Imagine these are two blank lines. Are these?
Why you
imagine?
do it on one line? Explain
I
it on
can't do
one
it on
line.
one line 'cause it
Because you're
doesn't make
creating
sense.
two different things.
Exactly, because you're creating a whole different thing.
Why though? You're not explaining
Because
why two different things are.
That doesn't
created.
make any sense. You have to have something to reference in order to
All right,
quantify
you
change.
have this.
Otherwise, any
Does this me? All right, do your thing
okay.
without creating another line. Create the original me.
This is the original timeline right here.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
What do you want me to do here?
Create me. Just me
Oh,
and
you
within the
existing
original
this-
timeline.
This is you in the original.
All right.
timeline.
Now create me time traveling back. I'm still within the original as I time travel, right?
No. As soon
So
as
you're
I'm
saying
saying,
as
I'm
soon as
saying-
I time travel,
I'm saying
another.
as soon as you time travel, you're creating a whole new thing.
You were saying as soon as I affect something
Well,
within this.
that's because
You're straying
I'm
into
not.
two different ideas.
No, I'm not. You have to listen.
All right.
What I'm saying is these two are the same until you make a change, right?
So you're saying
Because listen,
multiple timelines
listen.
exist right now.
I'm saying if you were to time travel,
This
you'd
is
be
not
creating-
able to be changed. You're
I'm
writing
saying
it right
I'm saying
now.
these are the same timeline right now. Imagine these are the exact same thing, right? You're right here. You just time traveled. Until you make a change, these two are the exact same thing. They will play out exactly as each other. They will be parallels. They will be the same, right? But once you make this change on this timeline, it's different from this.
But they're different. You said parallels, meaning they're two different lines.
I'm saying once you make the change,
two different lines that are the same are still two different lines.
Dude, I literally just said once you make a change, they're different. I said before you make a change, they're the same.
So
no one's giving up, bro. No one's giving up their point. No one's giving up their point. I say we just get to a no question, bro.
We already Googled the grandfather paradox.
soul food cooking gets it.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
They're just different areas of philosophy.
You're not making sense at all. You're
no
creating a new timeline or a parallel timeline for no reason.
Why is it for no reason?
Because I'm traveling on the original timeline. I'm changing something within the original timeline.
You can't do that.
But you can't.
Why can't I do that?
Because if you were to change an original, that would make it different. For you to even reference what an original is, you have to have an original point of view, right? For this to be a circle and this to be an oval, you have to look at this and say this is a circle and this is the oval, because you know what a circle is, and you're saying that's not a circle. It's different than a circle, so it's oval.
You're creating two different things right now, though.
But I'm saying
this is just for relativity.
For you to observe something and say that it changed or
this
say
is not
that
with time.
In that case, anything you say, the grandfather paradox, you never did it. You never went and killed your grandfather. You never had anything. You
creating a paradox, which is the whole idea.
But what I'm saying is that could never happen. Then you never time travel. You never did anything. You're sitting here. And
I did. It's a consistent loop. It's a consistent cycle of me killing myself, never existing, killing myself.
Okay, so
never existing.
Tell me how that will work.
All right, look, I'm here. Don't change any timeline.
You're here. You went down and killed your grandfather. Therefore, you can exist here. That means
meaning I never killed your
grandfather. That means you're
consistently creating a paradox.
I understand that, but that doesn't make sense.
You're just saying it doesn't make sense because you don't understand it. Of course, the grandfather
paradox is an actual thing. Of course.
Okay.
I'm not saying that it can't exist. I'm saying, but that doesn't make sense. I'm saying that this is more possible than that.
So it can't exist, but it doesn't make sense. It can exist, but it doesn't make sense.
Yes.
That it can exist. It's an ideology, right? Okay. But it doesn't make sense.
But nobody's giving up their point. I say
it's just like religion. It has the possibility to exist. That doesn't mean it makes sense to you.
But why are you creating another timeline?
I'm creating another timeline because you have to have a reference point.
The original changes.
So what I'm saying, okay, but grandfather paradox, blah blah blah. You do this and this. According to you, this never happened. You literally did nothing in this timeline. Nothing actually changed. Nothing actually changed.
A paradox is not nothing. A paradox is a paradox. Okay. You're saying a paradox and nothing happens. I'm saying
in terms of dissonance. So how far you you know what dissonance is, right? Like yes. If you go on a circle, blah blah blah, you want to stop here, you have 0. Okay, but if you stop here, you have 1. It's like that. Yeah. But if you're ending up in the same point, then it's 0. So you're not really doing anything. Therefore, so
you're just not accepting the fact that it is 0. You're saying it has to be 1.
I'm saying for anything to actually happen, then it's 1. Otherwise, you haven't changed a thing. Then it's just the original.
I'm saying the original has changed.
So I'm saying it hasn't changed because you haven't done it.
The original has changed, creating a non-change. Like,
Jaden, that doesn't make any sense.
All right. I kill my granddad, right?
You kill your granddad.
Meaning that I never exist. Meaning it's literally a continuous cycle, which is a paradox.
Your dissonance is 0. That means you.
Meaning anything within time travel creates a paradox.
Your paradox can exist. But that timeline.
So what are you saying?
That timeline has not changed. Your timeline is still the original.
It's literally a paradox.
But what I'm saying is your timeline nothing has happened in that timeline. Nothing has changed at all.
It's the literal continuous cycle of me dying, me existing, me not exist. It's like, imagine like someone fading in and out of existence. That's what it would be.
That's what we said.
You're saying another timeline happens.
Right.
Where I'm fading in and out of existence.
Yes, I'm saying.
Why would I not be fading in and out of existence in the same original timeline? Because that's where the change.
For you to have any reference point, you have to have an original.
What? Okay.
For you to know you're actually making a change, you have to have a timeline where it's played out, right? You have to have a timeline where you do exist. Right?
No.
You have to have...
No, because you're fading in and out of that original timeline.
How do you do anything, Jaden?
That's what the paradox is.
That's my point.
What are you trying to prove? That a paradox isn't real?
Yes. Paradoxes aren't real.
But I'm explaining it as a timeline. Obviously, we can't time travel.
Here's the point you're making, and here's the point that he's making. Well, we're making. You cannot alter the original timeline without making a new one. You're saying you can.
I'm saying
for you to have
look, but I'm going off your point, right?
General
You're
terms,
saying I have to alter
this cannot be edited. You could go back in time, right? You're writing it. You could time travel just because you're writing it.
If look, you're saying if something occurs here, a new timeline creates. But if I cannot change the original, why would a new timeline be?
I'm saying if you're able to time travel.
No, there's always parallel. There's always parallel.
That's what we've been asking you since the beginning. Do different timelines exist?
I'm saying as soon as you time travel, you're on the new timeline. And I'm saying as soon as you make
we asked you this in the beginning. You said a change has to occur.
I know that's what I'm saying. I said as soon.
They continue.
It's a new timeline, but it's the same thing. These are the same exact timelines.
No, but I'm saying you just said a new timeline. That doesn't make sense.
I'm saying new.
You cannot have the same
I'm saying
new
in reference to the original, of course. Not new as in it changed. New as in it's in reference to the original. It's not. It's a different thing. It has the ability, and you're here because you don't exist here in this timeline. So it has to be new for you to exist here. Even if you don't make a change, it's a different timeline. Once you make a change, that's when it actually becomes different. That's when you actually are causing something that makes it different than the original. That actually makes it change. It's a different timeline than the original.
You literally created this for no reason, though.
Because that's the original.
That's the original timeline.
All right.
You're saying if I had this and you're just time travel, you came in existence out of nowhere. You had to
exactly, meaning I'd be fading in and out of existence within the original timeline. I wouldn't be doing that in a different one.
You would.
No, I would not. If I was doing it in a different one, the original one would never have time travel.
We're saying you wouldn't be fading in and out of existence.
So you're just saying I would exist or not exist within one of these?
Yes.
Why?
Because that's how it works.
You're saying I have to exist. I'm saying with the paradox,
if you don't exist, then you can't do anything. What are you talking about?
Which is why I'm fading in and out with the paradox.
You're just saying something that we're saying is for you to exist, you have to exist. It's as simple as that.
No, because he already said this. I'm just gonna be saying.
Yeah, I'm not rewriting it again. Yeah, for you to exist, you have to exist, and that's true. You can't say that it's not true. For you to exist, you have to exist.
I'm leaning out of existence. I'm going in and out.
So is there ever a point where you don't exist?
Yes, when I'm out, I'm going in and out. It's like there's got to be an example on TV.
I'm saying like with the Wizards of Waverly Place, the movie.
They were fading in and out. But
what they did is
that would continuously happen. You would never exist, and you would never not exist.
We're saying that doesn't
fade in and out forever.
We're saying that doesn't occur. We're saying after you fade out, whatever you did is just gonna have that lasting effect. When we're talking about something as specific as creating your own existence, you would just not exist if you made a change to stop your existence. That only makes sense.
That doesn't make sense though.
How does it make sense?
Because if I never existed, if I never existed, I can never do
that's
anything
why we're
to
saying
get
it's
rid
possible.
of my existence.
That's why we're saying it's possible if the new timeline is made.
We're both not gonna change our ideals because
I'm saying I can at least acknowledge you have a point. You're just trying to say I'm wrong.
Because it is.
How's it
You're
wrong?
creating a new timeline for no reason.
And what makes that wrong?
All right, you're not wrong. You have another idea.
Okay.
All right. Okay. New question.
What was the point, bro? All the hostility for what? Couldn't be me. What's the next question then? Shit, we've been at that shit for an hour.
Shit.
Wait, how long we was at that?
An hour.
Hour and 17 minutes. That's cool. Oh wait, I'm streaming. No, I'm not streaming this. Okay. All right. What else we want to talk about?
Me going home.
Why you trying to go home? Oh, wait, you're not supposed to be here.
No.
They think you're at work?
Not no more.
Hello?
Ian.
What's up?
Are you and Ethan home right now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mo, I didn't say you.
Yes, we're home.
Ah, shit.
Okay. We're going to be over in just a little bit.
All right.
I never let someone come over my house without asking. That's really crazy.
Right, she just said I'm gonna be over.
No, she made cupcakes.
Oh man.
So I said, bring me one.
Who's
Let's stop that right now.
Who's we gonna be over?
Her and Andrew make cupcakes. Are we done with the stream, y'all?
I
Yes.
Our stream is over. We just had a heated debate about time travel.
Drop a comment after this has gone live stating your opinions.
These are all just opinions. If we got heated, that's because we are stubborn and filled with pride like men. And it is